tunes. Oh, I forgot to take the fucking display off. No tunes? Oh, I don't have the auxiliary on, huh?
Yes.
Whoa. Ah, slackers. Slackers and crackers.
Yo, so I was on Beanzo's live stream, and the chat was filtered. I stopped seeing comments.
Really?
I want to see all comments, yeah.
Otto texting me, knowing damn well I have a show to attend to.
Checkity check.
Are we even?
What's up, Gary? How are you?
I don't see us streaming.
It's streaming for me.
Is it? I don't have it. How come it's not showing it up there? That's weird. Couldn't load page.
Control panel?
There it is. Turn my volume down. What's up, Gary? Yeah, late again. Someone had to use the bathroom. Me.
For a very important date.
Revision.
But we here now.
Oh, change podcast over far left to top. Our green screen's black. Over in scenes, would you please? Go to podcast one, top one, yep. There we are. There's our shitter.
I don't know how I didn't notice it. Hey, look, now I see how long it's delayed, because that'll change. I'll be watching it.
I just realized we was trying to get some stuff going. That's why we came late, because we was... If we can get it figured out to where we can do the double screen, we've got YouTube obviously on the big screen, but we got those Bigfoot screens, but I want to put them on the screen. I don't want to have them on the ground. I want them so you guys can see what's going on instead of like what.
Whatever window you have up, it should register to work.
It didn't, because remember, that's what I was telling her. We had to put the URL in that audio capture, remember? Or I mean video capture, whatever it was, or remember?
I thought it was the Windows capture.
I don't know, but we're going to check it out when we get done.
Yeah,
anyway, don't forget the views and opinions expressed by the individuals in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the Outhouse Podcast, its affiliates, its guests, or even us. It's just for entertainment purposes only.
Just joke, folks.
There was no owl tonight. He is stuck at the Junction Tavern. Doesn't have a ride. I couldn't go get him. He waited too long. Didn't have time.
He's closer to me probably, and I had already left. That happened exactly last time too. He was closer to me, but he was still far away. You gotta get here, bro. You gotta be.
These guys are texting me.
Figure it out, man. I don't
You're
know.
killing me, man. You're killing me.
I understand, because I was the same way. I'm still the same way. Very much so as slackers. Don't try to be just happy.
It's kind of weird having drum tracks back there with no owl. I was going to load some other music in, but I don't have none on that particular thing. How's my hair? Oh. Anyway, check it out. We got a new edition, Gary. This is called the Big Fat Fucking Pig.
This is the guest.
Look at that big ass. Know you want some of that, boy.
Notice the F-bomb.
Yep, that's the only mulligan, when you don't have to pay when you're talking about the big fat fucking pig.
It's because it's the name.
Did you change yours to all comments?
I did, yep. That's what I was talking about. Beanzo's chat, I started missing them because the ones YouTube flags for inappropriate, it'll send down there.
Oh, Gary said, speaking of taverns, don't forget about frames for them conies.
Hey,
Sure enough. Nope.
Yeah. Did you get any more done with that coney video?
No, I haven't even put it in yet.
Coming soon. Well, you tried frames. What other ones have you tried?
You talking to Gary? You speaking to the microphone? I might be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Be able to hear you.
Hello.
Am I? Oh.
Yeah, I was
might
like
be muted.
I don't know if you
Wow, how about that?
hear me well, but I didn't.
There you are.
Yeah, no kidding. I gotta be all the way back here now.
I can do this. Hold on.
Gotta turn it down just a little. Yeah, keep going.
How's that?
Let me check. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. As long as I don't yell.
Wait a minute. Let me do this. Oh, it's gonna do the same thing.
Checkity check. And we back.
Can you dig it? Are you in there?
We
Say
back.
something.
Yeah. I'm here.
Whatever the hell. Anyway,
Is it solid or does it squeak? Be right back. What? Solid or squeak? Is that an inside thing? I'm not aware of.
No, he's probably a minute behind. So
Yeah, but what we were talking about was solid or squeak. Oh, it was probably doing something with that or something.
what do you say? Less till 10.
I'm louder than I usually am, which is interesting for me because I can hear me great.
What's going on, Zach?
Was
and
good.
Susie?
Thanks for popping back in.
And deedly doo.
Welcome to it. This is what we been doing.
We was trying to get some more features working in here. We get to 2 screens to where we'll be on a smaller screen and other things will be on like YouTube. Or first thing we're going to do is we got these Bigfoot screams we're going to analyze. And that's all I'm going to tell you about it because it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we have to come back.
Hopefully
Hopefully next week we'll have it figured out.
Last week we did a demonstration of how we placed the video in the video. If you want to see that.
Oh, the pig. Duh.
We ended up doing it after halftime. Even Gary was
No,
like,
it's solid.
he asked if he missed that episode. I was like, yeah, you missed halftime. or no, after halftime.
Would that be funny if a genie? I was gonna say a genie comes out or something.
Oh
So
yeah.
right tap.
I saw this clip of it was a perfect rendition of almost anything in life, but it said when you play in public versus when you play by yourself, like an instrument, and it had a pendulum swing of pots, and he let go of one and they were going back and forth, and that was when you're playing in private. And then he's like, hey dude, come over, check this out, you want to show somebody. He goes to swing it, it hits one pot. It just falls apart. I'm like, yeah, dude. Growing up, skateboarding, I know that
really
feeling all too well.
Freaking bugs me that I can't see what's going on over there. Could not load page. Make sure your address is correct.
What is that? I don't understand.
That's where we see how many's on there and all that stuff.
Oh,
and
the
it
numbers
says excellent and all that bullshit.
You might be able to close it out and hit the dock again. I don't know.
Not the whole thing, but just that window.
Just that window, yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's up to you, though. You want to go in there and try to do that? Just
We've had done
because you want to
that
see?
before with the chat because something got messed up or whatever. But I done did a stupid thing today, y'all. Last night I went out and did a bunch of hours collecting up me scraps. And then when I went to take them in today, it was so freaking hot after they inspected my load and was like, all right, I took it back and unloaded it. I was slamming the tailgate shut and realized I didn't weigh that shit up. So needless to say, I went out for 6 hours last night and it cost me $10. Yeah, it was fun. Had a whole truck full of shit too, boy. They cracked me on that shit.
What
was I gonna do? I couldn't argue with it other than loading the shit back up in my truck, and I didn't have it in me. I was already done.
Double loading sucks, dude. On 2 Minute Truck, if you had like a pit stop to make, they could add it. They had to pay for it, and you'd get caught up into it because you'd have to make them pay for it too. Otherwise, be like, hey, no, I can't do this. They make you add a stop and drop one thing off that's in the very back of the truck. You gotta unpack a 24-foot box truck just to get to this one item and drop it, then repack everything back up.
No, Al tonight. He's stuck at the Junction Tavern over there, Tuscan Horse.
Yeah.
He
Tardy
called me
again.
at the last minute wanting a ride, and I couldn't go do it. I was already involved in what was going on here.
You gotta call a little bit earlier, at least, if anything else. Get a hold of somebody to communicate. Communication is the most important thing. I think you could mess up the most in the entire world as long as you communicate about it properly. You can mend things.
Well,
to a
yeah,
certain
because if he would have got a
extent.
hold of me earlier and said, "Hey, I'm over here," or whatever, I'm going to need a ride beforehand, I would have been able to figure it out.
Communication is very key.
Could at least if he would have texted me prior, I could have had you pick him up on the way back through, because it ain't that far from, you just coming across Duber there.
If you'd have caught me about 15 minutes earlier, been easy.
I didn't catch. We got a gas band got a gig coming up.
Yep. And a live show video.
As much as I go where? What's he talking about? Work with who? Where do I go? Man, Gary, what you talking about, Willis? No, Otto ain't picking him up because Otto has his kids and he's
Otto's busy. He's at a meeting right now with another venue.
He's up there in Akron at the
theater.
Not the theater, but the that one that they do the recordings and all that stuff. Afterlife.
Yeah.
The Afterlife venue.
Yeah.
About to get us. That's what
networking,
I was doing.
connecting.
Just getting ready to do. I was gonna see what that date was.
I looked into YouTube sponsorships just to see, because people have claimed that they can get sponsored at
August.
1,000 subscribers. That ain't nothing, right? And you start getting paid for that. It's like, well, how do you get these sponsorships? They're like, there's a list of emails that someone has to send you. Someone has to give you an in to these magical emails.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of BS is that? I watched like 3 tutorial videos on this, and they were kind of all saying the same thing. I was like, man, I might make a Shopify video on my own time and see if they see it. Like, hey, I'll put your brand on. Here's how to build a website. Now, you got sponsored. Like, what? There's so many creative ways to do it, too. Dude, that's how these YouTubers get.
Yeah. August 2nd at Memorial Hall in Dover, Ohio. The gas band will be playing down there with Iron Priest, which I'm assuming is an Iron Maiden Judas Priest tribute. There. Music starts at 7. We're going to have from 5 to 7, like these interviews, TV, radio, like this, I guess. Like, some shit. But yeah.
Gonna be a wild time. Make sure y'all get there.
Be good stuff.
Reserve your spot today.
To the C yard, C-U-N-T.
At least you don't have like tickets that you have to sell, to an event that's a half hour away, mind you.
Oh, the scrap yard. Yeah, you would think. Because he ended up telling me 200 pounds, and I was delirious. And after I left and got back home, I was like looking at myself like, dude, I'm like 200 pounds. You're telling me there was only one of me in the back of my truck? Wait till I post the video later. I haven't posted it yet because I was disgusted when I came home. I forgot all about it. My normal pirate video. It ain't like I had a massive load. It was stacked higher than what more weight was on it, but there was more weight than 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Fuck, I had 3 grills and all kinds of miscellaneous crap, and
Yeah.
you know, some lawn furniture, and
Point of the
again,
thing, you got underpaid, you know, and then you know
underpaid is not even close to what I got.
Yeah, they got one over you, like everybody thinks they do me.
But you know, it was my fault. I was dumb and didn't. You know, it is what it is.
That sounds about the same with my situation right now. Nah, just with like the whole feud and stuff that's going on. That's ridiculous. I watched a Token review thing with Knox Hill.
Well, Zach, y'all gonna have to come check us out down there when we get down there.
Do you know who Knox Hill is?
Nope.
He's a big YouTube reactor.
Ain't he related to never mind, go ahead.
Jonah Hill? No.
I was gonna say King of the Hill, but I couldn't think of his name. Then that's not his name anyway, so
No.
Hill is not his last name.
No, he's a he's a musician as well, but he turned into a reactor. He's big on YouTube, and that's why I was like, maybe you got some kind of influence off of him, because you were talking about you want to react to things. And
well, I've been wanting to react to things.
he brought Token in to react to his song, and it was so interesting because like you don't get to see that perspective. Token was very awkward, but at the same time they fed off of each other's energy, and it was like, man, this is a genuine moment, you know. And you don't get that. You get people that get to react from songs like from afar and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've had those interactions personally. I've never seen it on the internet though, like other than what I've done, because we did the videos together. Who else is gonna react to my stuff? That's the reason I did it. He did it for whatever reason they did it, you know, for promo. And it was really interesting to see that. I had to put the video on 1.25 times speed though, because it was just, they stopped talking and then there was like a 5-second gap.
I want to do one of our, I don't know what song it is, but maybe it'll be that Nothing in My Head blank. But I want to do a Benny Hill style video for one of our songs. You know Benny Hill, you know what I'm talking about?
Not off top,
Fast
no.
motion. Man, you never watched no Benny Hill, bro? Oh my God.
Maybe, but it's not like crossing
Good stuff. Back in the day, he'd always have, he's a skit dude, and you know, they'd sing and dance, and he'd always have girls up there half naked way back in the day. And the dude was hilarious, but a lot of his skits was fast motion, you know what I mean? And they just was goofy because it was sped up. It just looks funny.
kind of like the Three
And he would
Stooges.
exaggerate, yeah.
Yeah.
But sped up, and you know, he would exaggerate the motion, so when you sped it up, it was even funnier.
Yeah, slapstick, man.
Yeah, dude.
I did so many short films of slapstick.
He always used to do the old bald head. Used to smack you on his damn head and shit.
Give
Big
him a nuggie.
fat fucking pig. For all you guys just joining us, we got a new addition. It's the fat fucking pig. Look at that fucking thing. You know you want some of that. You guys know, you know why we got all these farm animals, right? If you're just tuning in, they're cocks and pussies. See, we got black cocks. We got that's our mass cock there. It's huge.
Demonetized.
Then we got a little pecker. Right here's a little pussy eating itself. And there's little ones back here. Black pussy, my favorite.
I was watching
You know, farm animals.
a video of a kangaroo, and it was giving birth. I couldn't stop focusing on the fact that like this thing was down there, just like this cat is, like down there, man. I'm like, that's gross on so many levels, but it's nature.
Oh, come on. You know, if you could do it, you'd be down there too.
They were in love with the fact
Licking
that it
them
was
nuts.
the baby, and I'm just like, I can't even focus on the baby. The baby, it was crazy because the baby was like this small. Even though the kangaroo is huge, that's like life size to what it would be. It was stupidly small, like smaller than its finger. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I had never seen one before. I watched The movie Kangaroo Jack. That's as far as my kangaroo knowledge went. I had no idea anything other than that.
Hell of a drummer out there in the back, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they're killing
Dude's
it.
Jamming.
Absolutely. I didn't even see the comments. I was wrapped up in the conversation.
Oh, there's comments. Oh yeah.
He's like, oh yeah. Gary, I appreciate you for tuning into my live the other night. I'm sorry that I kind of just played games the whole time. I don't really know what to do on my own. Other than rap. Wait, who wants to sit here and listen to me rap 24/7?
And yeah, Zach, we're definitely not easy listening music. We do got some, we're not like, I mean, we do got some heavier songs, but we got some lighter, just regular rock tunes, I guess you would want to call them. Across, it's like a Black Sabbath and Godsmack with a sprinkle of Alice in Chains across it is the general idea of our music. Now we got some that's a little heavier and a little bit lighter, but that's generally what it's kind of
We
like.
probably got a mix of every music genre that you would want to listen to.
Well, we haven't almost done with it. I got, well, quite a few more hours of video editing left to do on the show that we did at the spot there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I only got, there's only 45 minutes of video left in it, but
Shout out to them
that's a long
editors
time.
out there, man, because it
that
ain't
shit-
no
yeah,
joke.
that shit's, I got
No.
hours in that, man. You wouldn't think, and I'm just doing, all I'm doing is easy stuff. I'm not even doing no effects or nothing yet. I still got to do all that once I get, ooh, got that good hit. You guys hear that? Man,
Shring.
totally lost track. But anyway, yeah. So I'll have that video out here before too long. And then me and Zach went down and did our little coney thing. We're going to go all around Canton and see who's got the best conies. We started down there at Country Cone.
Country Cone. Shout out Caitlin.
They got a pretty good,
that little
they
cutie.
got a pretty damn good little coney down there.
You know, I can't even say that because, like, again, that whole age factor.
Oh, I
You
was
just
gonna
never
say,
know.
damn son, that was a young girl. That little.
You
that was a
just
baby.
never know. That's what I'm saying. It's like the ones you expect to be aren't, and the ones you expect to not be are.
Well, I can
Yeah.
assure you, she was.
Just like, bro.
I know some of them girls you can't tell, but she's definitely a youngin'.
Yeah.
Usually all them girls that work at them ice cream stands they're all babies, or again, teenagers. Most of them, if they're not teenagers, they're the early 20s.
Yeah. Yeah, my ex worked at
A little bit too young for old men like us, son.
she worked at ice cream shops and like Giant Eagle and stuff like that. And that's like the place for that, just about.
And if 15 will get you 20, boy.
Yeah. Just coming up with bars galore today. I'm gonna have to go home and write all these down. Hey, if you guys don't know, I make music more than one time a day, every day, all the time. Like, if you like non-stop rap, vicious, and just ridiculous and experimental stuff, hey, check out my channel, because I've been dropping a stupid amount of content recently, just because. Because why not?
Gary said it's all good. He just likes supporting you guys on what you do because you're living out your dreams. I don't know if it's a dream or a nightmare at this point.
We be trying. Tomorrow I got a job interview, so, it could go up.
Seth did get to eat last week, but, this week's only halfway through. He's struggling. Want to get on down there to www.mediafarm.com
For
or
real.
330.com.
Yeah.
Get in that donation box and donate to Seth so he can eat, and donate to me so I can get another transmission in my truck.
Yeah.
We'll be happy to take that shit.
It would be a blessing beyond blessing. Dude, I didn't even tell you.
I wished I really knew what really was up with my truck.
I got on my DistroKid and I was checking it just to see like what was going on. I was thinking about uploading one of the songs to DistroKid.
I got my distro box and got shocked. got my distro box and got shocked.
Well, me too, because they said I was $30 in debt.
Dope.
How am I in debt off of music I'm streaming?
Yeah, really.
Man, that's a burn.
But they really don't like your
distributor.
shit. They're charging you to fucking play yours. They're like, this shit's terrible. We gotta charge him.
Yeah, that's sort of like, okay,
Jesus.
something is wrong here. And my total, it was above what I needed. My requirements were met, but for some reason I was sitting in the negative. And I had to get through an AI bot to get to a customer contact support, which did not. Oh man, I was
That's
on
crazy.
it for like 2 hours. 4 different people hung up on me. They're like, "This is the solution. Goodbye." Like, yo, and when I
like,
text,
Sir,
It's
we do
supposed to
not
be-
give a shit.
it's supposed to be a live chat, and like when you text, it says a chat bubble, and then it
Sir,
texts back.
stop calling us. We've heard of you. You're that rap battle bullshit guy that starts trouble. You leave us alone, asshole.
Yeah, I don't get it, dude. I don't know, man. It was wild. Like, they'd take 5 minutes between each thing they said. I literally told him, I said, give me a phone number. There's no phone numbers to call for it whatsoever. So I was just... I'm
you guys
up
see
Creek
any
River right now.
bigger green cups? We got these small ones, man. We need some bigger ones because now I'm about to need a refill. See how it does the green? That's awesome, isn't it?
Listen to this ding.
It looks like the Wonder Woman jet. But it's got coffee in it.
You can see the coffee.
Or does it?
Zoom in, you can see it.
Yeah, if you go like that, you can somewhat.
Yeah, spill it on the table.
Son of a...
There it is. You see it?
It's all over the big fat fucking pig's ass.
Oh man,
You wipe it off. No, you wipe it off. You do it.
I was flipping the word
I'm not touching
Nazi.
its ass. I'm not.
And I was like, because you cannot see, like your vision ain't there, that doesn't make me a Nazi. Like the you know. And then tie her up in knots, see? Like she's clearly in knots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was
And at
such a
sea.
dumb thing. Man, I have fun with that.
That's kind of shit Upchurch always does. He was like, y'all don't listen. Listen to what they're saying.
Yeah. Dude, the words they're fun. Dude,
Alien abduction.
so many
Let's
meanings.
analyze that.
Oh
An
man.
alien is somebody not from this land that you're on. Yeah, he goes hard in on all that. About, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, if you go back and watch his little video things.
To finish that update about the DistroKid thing, they are
get
in the
that shit figured
process
out,
of
we'll pull it up.
emailing, and
Talk about all that.
I've been
That'll be great.
escalated to a higher service.
That'd be great.
Great.
When we get that working and we can pull videos up and bullshit about that type of shit instead of
Yeah.
sitting here with nothing but ourselves and dumb shit to talk about. Talking
we-
about shit, boy.
If we had it like that, we could literally react just like this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
That'd be dope.
Yeah, right.
That'd be cool.
Because honestly, he's got like a 3-part video, boy. That's actually going to be good. We'll pull that up. We'll probably get copyright stricken somehow, but it's all right.
Show a little of the backstory.
Heck, you know, we did
behind
that one
artists.
day. We played. Me and Ed did one of Upchurch's new songs, a Marilyn Manson new song, and somebody else. I'd have to go back, and we played like 60 seconds of it and stopped it and talked and blah blah blah. Then played a little bit of it, stopped and talked. Then played it low volume and talked over top of it. Then stopped and talked. You know, they still cracked us on that one. They
But,
copyright struck us on that.
wow.
Yeah, I was pissed. I was like, really, dude? Like, how the hell does all these other people get away with that shit? That they totally react to, somebody's video. And I've watched dudes damn near watch the whole video without saying nothing.
I don't know, because when it's on YouTube, it's non-profit. And it's put on a non-profit. When I was in school, they honestly taught me, and they probably taught me wrong, but they said once it's on YouTube, it is public domain.
Right.
It is free usage.
Right.
It doesn't matter if they say, hey, you have to go buy this beat from a domain if you want it. No, you can pull it right off of there. That's why they put their tags in it, so they can catch you. But they can't do anything if they catch you because it's public domain. How do people get away with avoiding the copyright? I don't know.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I don't know either.
dude.
I mean, I can understand if you're blatantly ripping it off or something, but like what we was doing,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
wonder,
we was just reacting.
I wonder
know,
if it's like a cover license option whenever you're uploading. If you have to change your channel, like to be instead of like what like the categories of what it is. You know what I mean? That might be, but then you'd have to specify.
Yeah, I mean that don't.
I've
Because I
never
used to
tried it.
watch these. I used to watch this lady and her dude react, and it was a black couple, and they did like 2 Opeth songs, but they did all kinds of music, not just rock or whatever. They did all kinds of different shit, but it was shit they never heard of, like Rush and all kinds of stuff. But when you watch her, dude, you could see her like feel the music. You know what I mean? She wasn't just listening to it. It was absorbing into her soul, dude. You could just see it. Her body language. You could see it right in her eyeballs. Unlike the dude, her husband.
Who's heard it before?
Well, no,
probably.
even if he didn't hear it, he's listening to it and he's like, oh, yeah, that's great. And he's, jamming and shit.
Yeah.
But it's not going deep like it does with her.
Resonating.
And I used to
Yeah.
love watching them just to watch her expressions because I could see it. You know what I mean? I know exactly that feeling that she's, how I know I know that feeling when I see it in her eyes is what I'm saying. And it's awesome to see somebody like, especially when they're watching Opeth, because that band is exceptional. And to have, them watching go, oh, yeah, that's great, man, because it is.
I like No Life Shack. He's one of my favorite reactors. He does fake stuff, and you can tell when it's faked because, like, you can tell when he genuinely feels stuff. And man, when that line hits his soul, the reaction that you get, it's just so good. You're in tune with it. It resonates. Like you can feel exactly how they're feeling. Like, oh yeah, I relate directly with that. And I'm glad to see somebody else express that the same way I would. It's just, I don't know. And I made song after song after song titled No Life Shack. Like, hey bro, react to my stuff. My bad.
I forgot about the chat. There's all kind of shit going on down there.
The last thing Gary said was, that's messed up that you owe them. I know. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Literally. Tell
Listen,
them about it.
When I go, I just figured give them a couple more ice cream seasons.
DistroKid is rated
That is fair
1.9 out of 5 stars.
My phone's been blown. I know my phone's been blown up, Seth. But I'm not complaining.
Oh, with the music, yeah. He went back and watched some of my old stuff. You must be getting recommended my old stuff because The World Doesn't Care is like 2 years old probably with Cargo. That song's fire though. Shout out Cargo, same dude that's beefing with me right now.
That shit is crazy. We was talking about that earlier when he got here before when we was setting it up, how some of them guys just took that shit way too serious, man. It's like, come on, man.
They're all up in the comments defending stuff. They don't even know what they're talking about. It's almost like politics.
Right. It is.
It really is,
yeah.
dude. I mean, like, dude, where did you fabricate this idea from, and why are you running with it? Like, this is what you call a hate train.
Don't make no sense. You know what don't make no sense?
But like you said, don't.
I just realized.
We're not supposed to read the comments.
You don't have an on-air sign on.
Oh, shoot.
Shoot.
Yeah,
Well,
like
now.
you set that up because I know that's like time-consuming part, and I was just like, okay, what else can I bring out?
I know it's crazy. What sucks is we gotta set this up and tear it down after every show. Every show, set it up, tear it down, because tomorrow the gas band rehearses here. Then other days we have studio recordings and whatnot going on. So it was like,
It's a whole process. All of everything you're
need
seeing
coffee.
gets packed up and moved
No, let me see here.
before every episode and after every episode. Do you understand? Yo, if somebody really wanted to diss me and was smart,
Check one,
they would go
two.
on one of my videos and they would clip a bunch of stuff that I
Hey,
said
yo.
and remix it.
I just sound all goofy.
I'm sure that would be why I would watch that.
Now I got a microphone. I can go get coffee and still be in the conversation. I can leave.
It sounds a little tinny, but you're there.
I think that's because my mic's ringing through the headphones. In other words,
Ah, gotcha.
over here like this.
Oh, this is interesting.
Now what's it sound like? Is it still doing it?
Yeah, but it's all good. It sounds good. It's just, I don't know, like,
Got a weird sound to it.
yeah, a little robotic. Just a little bit.
Well, it's actually, I should put it on another channel. I just other mics, which are EQ'd for those good mics that we talk through, not this regular stage mic for vocals.
Yeah. Sometimes it goes out. Sometimes it goes out of range. Like when you dip over a certain direction, you just completely cut out.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what it is. I think what the sound is, though, and probably what the issue is, there's a noise cancellation on it where it doesn't pick up anything until you.
Well, yeah, there's a noise gate on it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Because you can hear. Like, watch. I'll show you.
Where's Beanzo?
Like,
Where's Double Z?
Listen.
Yeah, you can hear it cut in and out.
It cuts. I do that so it doesn't have.
You can hear it on your end. I didn't hear it on mine.
I probably don't have you cut so much.
Hello. Hello.
Stop once.
Interesting.
Now I'll probably do it.
Yeah. Yep. I hear it.
I had to cut you in a little bit more. I cut you in. Well, I don't know what the hell we're going to do for halftime. No owl. I guess we just won't. Maybe won't do one.
We could take
Go to the
halftime with the
bathroom.
microphone
Yeah.
and go outside. That's what we always do anyway. We're just chilling over there anyway. Might not be any talking unless we're like looking at the comments.
No, I mean, no point in doing all that. If we're going to do all that, I'll just sit here. Take the other microphone into the bathroom.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Man, that water's cold, man. It's deep, too, boy. I got the bottom, son. Drowning shit over there. My God, this some bitch is cold.
Yeah, there's a rap song.
too.
It's when I shit, my dick touched the water. My dick touched the water. When I shit. It's hilarious. The whole video on
You know,
it.
I posted a couple of those phone pranks on our thing, and they didn't do too well. It's like, I don't know, people didn't accept them. Maybe it was too brutal.
What do you mean?
You never seen? I've got 2 phone pranks on our page, on our whatever you want to call it, YouTube,
On the YouTube?
page. Yeah.
Oh, you posted new shorts?
No, they've been on there.
Oh. No, I haven't.
They're
seen
phone pranks. They're hilarious.
them.
Go on down there and check them out. They got a little rooster on for the picture.
I have seen it. It's like when I was first checking out the channel though that I seen it. I know what you're talking about.
You
though.
know, I noticed on one of your videos the other day, you had a pretty badass thumbnail on there. It was like you standing there with this other shit or whatever. How the hell did you do that?
What was I standing by?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know which one you're talking
I
about.
don't know. It was you in the middle, and there was shit behind you, and it was, I don't know, it was a pretty cool looking thumbnail, but I was like, man.
Well, Facebook has an option to put your actual picture, in another image with like AI.
Huh.
And then anything else doesn't use your image. So if it's not me, it's something else.
Because I noticed sometimes when I'm messing around with the channel shit in there, it says make a thumbnail or whatever.
Yeah.
Or choose image for thumbnail and all this bullshit.
I think thumbnails are prime. In fact,
Well,
I
yeah,
wanted
all
to
them,
rebrand
that's
my
what
channel.
sucks people in.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
The good thumbnail.
Yeah. But mine are so... You have to have your face on it or your name every time. It's a consistent thing. And I've noticed that, and I don't do that, and I want to start doing that. But yeah, that is...
That was something I was thinking about. That'd be nice to have for every show, you know what I mean? Because I just do them, and they make their own thumbnails. And just like this live, when it's done and we hit stop, it'll pick whatever image it decides and make it as a thumbnail. But if we had an image or whatever...
Yeah. You could probably set the default settings to just be whatever image you wanted if you just wanted it to repeat, which would be fine. I have way too much
Gary
diversity.
says, no, I searched for it. I'm not into rap, but I really feel your stuff. Must be someone else in the bathroom. I know YouTube won't be saying that.
Yeah.
You know, I never did post on Facebook that we was live. I don't know how many people's down there not, other than Zach and Gary. We don't even know if them guys.
It says 4 on here. Yeah, I didn't either. I don't know. I feel like the traffic from my Facebook would just be negative more than positive. I fear that same thing for my streams. When I went live, the first person to pop in...
That'd be fun, sit and argue with them bastards. I'd do it.
The first person to pop in on my stream is Cargo. And he was all positive, but I know what's going on, man. Like, yo.
Yeah, you know what's
Don't
going on.
play.
They all got to keep their eyeballs on you, because
Everybody.
Why do they got to keep their eyeballs on you? Because they know what it is.
Yeah.
They can say what they want to say, and they can do what they want to do, but at the end of the day,
Yeah. And you know what? I told... I can't air that out, but I had a conversation with King V where I pointed that out. I was like, look, we're all trying to make it. We're all in this together for the same reason. And you can't hate on somebody for doing that if you're doing the same thing. You know, we had a whole conversation about it, and it went decently, you know, for everybody out there. Ain't nobody out there watching with the beef except for maybe Bushmaster.
and what's up with him? I ain't heard from him.
Dude, I think...
Did he go back on vacation again?
I called him out in my last track because he had sent me a rap, kind of. Like, he was rapping. He was like, I don't want no problems or anything. I don't think you should start problems that you can't solve. It was like a rap like that. And so I freestyled back to him, you know, what was going on. And it was a nice rap. Nothing bad at all. There was no beat, acapella, voice memos. And then in my one track, I said Bushmaster when I called everybody out. And it wasn't a diss, it was a tag. Like an ad-lib.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if he heard that. Because before that, he was talking mad crap about me on Facebook. And I was like, I ain't responding, you know, like, that Bushmaster would go off. I don't want that. Like, I didn't want to.
No, I know he's got pictures, but I don't know if he's got video of our show. He brought his camera over. I'm like, you got an SD card? Nah, man, this... I was like, well, it's got USB, yeah. So we hooked it to USB, and then it was like, it would pop up on the screen, and it said something or computer, hit computer, and then it wouldn't do nothing.
Oh.
And then he gets home, man, this thing got an SD card. I was like, damn. Because I really want to get that video done, and I know. Oh, that's what I was gonna do earlier and fucking forgot. I was going to take that video of yours off my phone and put it on there and pop it in on where it's supposed to be. I think it says third song or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a couple clips on there. The rest of that is kind of background, behind the scenes, like what is backstage. That's backstage material because the guys
well, then
will
I'll
like
put
watching
it at the
that.
end.
Yeah, I think the guys would like watching that more than anybody because like they're like, that. Oh yeah, that happened. You know, that's just for you though. That's not what you're presenting. You know, that's how I see things. We do skate reels the same way. Hey, all the cool stuff is up front, and at the end we have a fail montage.
Mm-hmm.
That's for us more than anybody. It's like,
That's kind of the way I did that Foo Fighters tribute that is also on our page over here. If you go back and rewatch it, we need some hour views. We're monetized, but we don't have enough hours of views. And so get down there. Not that I'd ever ask you to like, share, subscribe, and do all that and tell your friends and whatnot, but you know,
yeah.
Cracker's trying to get paid around. Anyway.
Put it all of the videos in a personal playlist and just hit play all and go to sleep.
Be honest with you, I've been going through our videos and whatever ones have low plays, I've been playing them while I'm doing shit because man, we need the hours.
I don't know. Well, it probably works because it's on different like devices, especially if it's on different accounts.
Because we argued about that, me and Ed at first, and it was like, well, once, you know, because you're logged into your phone and your laptop and this and that with the same email, and they're saying, well, once you watch it once, you only get one view. Well, that's bullshit because when we loaded his song up on there, he listened to that song 100 times a day for 2 weeks, and it's almost up to 1,000 views.
It wasn't on his channel though, was it?
No, it was on Media Farm.
Yeah, that's why, because it was another viewer.
That's what I'm saying. So if I view it as Tom Dalo,
it's supposed to be only one view, is what they say. But it is bullshit because.
Well, then how did he get 700 on his from
everything
him?
about YouTube is kind of bullcrap because I can go in and like my own video the next day.
Yeah, but you're signed up with your video. I'm not.
What do you mean?
The Media Farm is under Jimmy's email, not mine.
Oh. If he's a viewer and not the owner of the video, you can rack it up because
that's what I'm saying. I am a viewer, not the owner.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah,
when I watch it here at the house, I'm watching it as a viewer.
Yeah,
I'm not watching it under Media Farm. I'm watching it under Tom Dalo.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you got to do because.
So yeah, I've been trying to rack some hours up like that.
I haven't done that, but I guarantee I've done that through other people's devices, like just looking up my stuff. But that's pretty cool because it puts it on their algorithm, especially like a recently played or anything like that.
Yeah, Gary says.
I have proof where I had 80 views in a day, and the next day I had 40.
Oh yeah, we sat there and watched it do it. For the first probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 months when we first started, we'd be sitting there watching, and it'd be, let's just say we had 30 views that night. We wake up the next day, and it'd be like 17. Like, what the freak happened?
Yeah, dude, it's weird.
Or like when we had Chicken Coop Live and we had some bands, we'd have over 100 views within 2 or 3 days, and then next thing you know, within a week, it's back down to 85 views or something weird like that. They chunk them off.
Yeah.
They don't want you getting up there.
Yep. There's big part behind the plan. Oh, I was gonna say, on being on my DistroKid and looking at it, it tells me almost every single viewer and where they're from. 90% of them are from my YouTube.
I just thought of something. I could wrap this microphone in gaff tape.
So I was like kind of mind blown because if I get these finances sorted around, that means I am getting paid from YouTube, but I'm getting paid through a distributor. They're taking all of my YouTube money. I got a problem. I got more than one problem. But yeah, so everything's in just for me, go check out the website, Media Farm. Not anywhere else. Okay, YouTube, but like just rack up the views.
But ain't that Gary
Donate
says,
to the Cash
but
App.
ain't that what it's all about when you start cutting up on each other? And
Yeah, I saw
be
that.
hard as you want on each other, whatever. All right, I'm sure he doesn't mean it personally. No, it's just like back in school when we used to crack on each other.
Yeah, dude, it's
Same
supposed
purpose.
to be like that.
These guys got all butt hurt and shit.
I said I
He
do it.
didn't beat me.
I'm having fun. What are you talking? I'm not offended
And
by anything
I never
you
said nobody beat anybody or anybody lost in the first place. I was just saying some other shit about some shit, and then I know these cats got all kind of their feelings hurt.
As long as no violence and no legal matters occur, it's all for the love of the sport. And
They
you
got-
know, compete. Because if you want to try to be the best, good on you.
They got their feelings hurt so bad and was talking about they're better than everybody. Seth and his was so bad it made me want to go in and do one. And I don't even freaking do the shit. 'Cause I was about to go in and kill some shit and show them really how it's really done.
Yeah.
Even Seth.
Yeah, I put him on the spot too. I was like, "Hey, let's record." And I was like, "Do you want to jump on the mic?" And he was like, "Nah, it's okay." We ended up doing a freestyle.
No, I would rather.
I did. I
Me
did the
personally,
freestyle.
if I was to do it, I'd write it down and
Yeah.
and I'd craft it. I wouldn't freestyle.
You could have
it.
said one word, and I would have played off of it. That's what I was saying.
Have you ever heard that one that I did do the last verse in?
A rap?
Yeah. You
No.
never heard that?
No,
Oh shit!
that would be wild.
I'll have to break that out for you.
Yeah,
here
dude, that'd
when
be
we're
wild.
remind me when the show's over, because I don't even know. Oh, you know what? I think it's on the other computer. I hope I still got it hooked up.
Damn.
But yeah, what sucks is somehow the file got corrupted, and like the very beginning of it's cut off of his like first sentence or two, the dude I did it with, and it sucks too because I also did the guitars in it, acoustic, and I think I did an electric track, but I did like 2 acoustic tracks and electric or some shit. But it was pretty cool. It was my first rap. I think I did pretty good for somebody that even back then I was absolutely didn't listen to rap at all. Like I mean I heard shit, but I wasn't listening to it. I only started listening to that when me and Larry, well, my last baby mama listened to it all the time. So then I had to listen to it, and then when we started doing shows for Q92, and we had to, play their stuff on our stuff at the shows and all that stuff. So
Oh yeah.
kind of got ingrained into me in a way. But point being, back when I did that, I was just like, I was recording these guys, and I didn't have no like understanding of that type of music. I heard back in the day,
Yeah.
NWA and this and that and the other and
But it's
whatever,
new,
Ice Cube
fresh,
and all
and,
that,
like-
but I didn't have an understanding of
Yeah.
how that music works. I just heard it. But now I have an understanding, you know what I mean? It's a lot different
Yeah.
when you understand the culture and the whole 9 yards, just like I always did for the rock and the metal. There's a whole thing that goes, because just like people that go, well, damn, man, how can you listen to that shit with the rock?
Yeah.
Because that's part of the culture of that music.
Yeah.
There's a reason. If you take that heavy ass music and you put regular vocals to it, it sounds like shit. There's a reason that those vocals are angry in that type of music. It's because it's supposed to be angry
When it's
in
the
that
emotion,
type of
yeah.
music. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the whole emotion thing.
Yeah, you have to resonate.
When you take
with
that out of that, now don't get me wrong, like if you take Opeth and a band called Ginger, which is a female singer that's like Opeth, and she's got a freaking great voice, and then she and then goes back to singing and it's crazy that to be able, but it's the emotion in that part of the music. When it's all heavy and slamming, you want the growling and the screaming. It does not sound right, at least in my opinion, when you're playing heavy music and somebody's back there trying to sing to it. And I'm not too hip on most female singers. I'm not too crazy about them, but the metal ones seem to be doing pretty damn good these days.
Speaking of female singers, I was talking to Culture's Kitchen, Cooter's Kitchen, whatever it is. The one that was over
Crazy
with
Cooter's
KP.
Garage. You can park your shit right there.
I had posted multiple things about her on accident because I become her top fan on Facebook just by liking one post, apparently.
You didn't catch that, did you?
No, I wasn't listening. Sorry, I'm on this train of thought because I'll
Go
lose
ahead.
it. It was just a thing, and I was making a joke with her. I was like, "Hey, you gotta pay me for that free promotion there." Yeah. What'd you say? I missed it.
I said, that's that Crazy Cooter's Garage. You can park your shit right there.
Oh. I don't know how she pronounces what it's called. It's Koutures. How do you pronounce
You know what
that?
a cooter is?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know what that is.
Okay.
But
You know, if it's a garage, you
that's
can
not
park
how
your
it's
shit
spelled.
right there.
I'm pretty sure that one's
Well, I don't care how to spell it.
Cooteo.
It all smells the same, son. No matter how you spell it. Well, no, it don't.
What are we gonna do for bathroom breaks here? I'm about to leave you with the chat.
Yeah, I guess. Gary says my wife and son used to say I was gonna be the next Eminem when I was drunk. I come up with some pretty crazy stuff.
That's awesome. A good rapper is referred to as Eminem. That is why it's a compliment. That's why everybody wants to be Eminem. They're like, oh, a white dude that can rap good. Eminem. It's just the stereotype. That's a compliment from every angle, dude. You know? That's how I see it. And that's how I'll carry it, too.
The old stereotype.
Yeah. Thank you for saying I was good at what I tried to do. Successfully did.
58.
You should go off
Guess
on a
we won't be
tangent
going
again
to
about
Owl.
how you gotta have the harsh vocals behind that music in order to feel the emotion.
Right.
So you're doing good at that. I was thinking about just leaving right then. I was like, he's got this. Yeah. No, but rap, how it started, in my opinion, music was fast. Like when they had jazz and they had even I'm trying to think like older music where they had instruments and they actually played like with whole bands. They played really fast. Each part was different. Each instrument had its own part. It was very intricate. And so people's attention span was so when people started rapping, it was as fast as you could catch that. That's why it was so catchy. It was because they didn't understand that it was a monotone rhythm. It's still rhythm. It's still music. And so when it was like pronounced to be that, like when it first come out, it was like that ethical awesome. Like they were literally record scratching with their mouth, and it was insane. I like that type of rap. That stuff goes crazy. Spider Phobia, Eminem. Have you heard that?
I'm sure.
Attack the Dragon. Yeah, this is just insane. But and then it slowly progressed from there. But during the time that a lot of people were learning about trying to get into it, it was very violent. It had turned from all that into bars, and bars were offensive because it's a roast. So everybody was sensitive, and everybody honestly started killing each other over this stuff.
I know them dudes. What was it? Over there on 14th and Struble, there's that little store right there. Well, it would be 15th because I lived on 14th at the end of the alley up there, or the beginning, or whatever you want to call it. It's 15th and Struble, that little, used to be a Dairy Mart way back in the day, I think, but now a Mini Mart or some shit. Now, but them dudes used to do videos, them gang dudes, I forget what gangs over there, or used to be, or whatever, they probably still there, but they did a bunch of those videos in front of that store calling other cats out, but they was really popping motherfuckers back and forth.
Yeah, it's real.
Sending them home, if you know what I mean.
It's real in the game.
They
That's
was
like,
hitting them with them automatic hole punches. You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is
Send
to
them
convince.
some bitches on home.
If you tell somebody that you're crazy, it's impossible to convince them that you're not. That's just like trying to convince somebody of
'Cause we're all
believing
crazy.
in the idea of the truth instead of the lie that was spread
The truth.
or what was said
Well,
that
that's
was
the
misconstrued.
The problem is with the truth is most people don't want to accept the truth. They just want to go with what their belief is, what they believe. Whether it's if their belief is not with the truth, they ain't about that truth. They're about how how their belief is and how it conjuncts them with how they think.
Yeah.
Because you look at politics as the prime example of that. There's people on both sides of the field there just completely out of their minds, and they're so far to the one side that they don't care what truths are to be had. They ain't trying to hear it if it goes against what they believe.
Yep.
Which is insane to me.
Yep. Yeah, and it's exactly like that, and they stick together. I mean, I've been involved in multiple situations where it's just one thing is said to another, and all of a sudden everybody wants to beat you up. You know, I don't even know why.
Do I hear vocals?
It was, yeah. I don't hear it anymore now, but it might be a breakdown.
You know, one of those.
That sounds like a breakdown.
It's like, did Owl come back? There's guitar. Oh, I got in there.
This might be a full song.
One of those Bigfoot things we're gonna have is pretty crazy because it does a scream. And It's got 3 levels of it all in one. It's wild.
You'd have to explain the science the exact way you explained it to me, because it is wild to see that. Because
it's hard to explain without looking at it.
Yeah, you can literally see it when you see it,
right.
And it's like, whoa.
When we get
That's
it on
interesting. The sounds are wild. They're just wild.
Yeah,
cool.
I couldn't imagine the shit we captured. We got 3 files, and it's shit's wild. That's all I can say is hopefully next week we're gonna be able to play them. But if I was out in the fucking woods and heard some shit like that, yeah, I'd probably be close to pissing my pants.
I wouldn't be in the woods no more.
I'd be holding on to my stuff. Oh, what's up? I'll tell you like that.
All right, I'm restroom break.
Our producer said it needed iron, but I didn't have time for all that. But you can't see that right there. There's a little spot right here. It needs iron, but it's all right. It's all right. No hat, because I don't have no hat to match it. Third eye's almost out there. But my phone's about to die, and I have no charge here. Damn, where you at? Oh, you're up there. You up there in Acronian? Getting some shit done up there at the Afterlife. Then I was looking over at Seth like he was getting ready to comment and say something, but he ain't even there. There's some free scrap 8 miles away. Oh, he's on his way there. No charger in the fan, huh? He got the Bluetooth on. But yeah, like I said, what did I say? How you guys enjoying that heat out there? I know I ain't. That shit make me delirious. No, sir, I don't like it. Oh, and speaking of heat, Gary, why don't you come over tomorrow for band practice? Because me and Otto want to have a discussion with you other than band practice. He forgetting about that. By goodness. Sounds like somebody keeps turning up the volume and all. No, Otto's on his way to Akron to talk about getting the gas band some gigs. Poor Owl's ass is stuck over there at the Junction, there we go.
Yeah. Dude, when the headphones are off, you're so quiet. I couldn't even hear you talking standing right here.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, that's wild. That's how quiet it is. I'm probably being really loud.
Well, we got those boosted out. I like cracked in my ears like that. I don't necessarily
It sounds
have to
radio. Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah.
I like it too.
You feel that bass all up in your headphones.
Ooh, that's still hot.
Turn them shits down. Turn them up.
Very hot, 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 hot.
Turn up the headphones.
Hot, 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 hot.
Did you ever see that?
Huh?
Dave Chappelle. Turn them up. Turn up them headphones.
Probably.
You know, I was walking out of Walmart today, and this dude was
Ain't got
walking
no-
in. That motherfucker looked just like Dave Chappelle, but he was skinny. Dave Chappelle done got some weight on him now, but I looked at him and I even said it out. I was like, damn, looking over there looking like Dave Chappelle. He didn't hear me though. I would have laughed if he would have, because I said it out loud.
Oh man.
I said, how you like me now? Oh, so yeah, I'm gonna have to go over there and put the old Twisterooski in for the second half.
I miss Cat Williams' Pimp Chronicles. He's just not the same anymore. He's woke and like a little bit brainwashed by a lot of theories and very dark anymore.
Oh yeah, I haven't.
But his comedy used to be really
I used to
good.
think he was on it. You know, he wasn't so woke, and he was, you know, against all that Hollywood
Dude, he was-
nonsense.
Well, he exposed it is what
Yeah.
happened, and he went like deep into it. I guess that's the way I've seen it. I've not seen anything fresh from
And
him
that's what Dave
recently
Chappelle
that's been
did, and
like-
then they ended up having to run to Africa real quick because they threatened his ass.
Yeah, you,
Well,
you
they
can't
did
go
more
too
than
far.
threaten him. I seen an interview where he was talking about how they snuck into his house, bro, and woke him up in the middle of the night and told him he better shut his damn mouth. And this was all supposedly, and this is for entertainment purposes only, because we really don't know. It was just a thing that I'd watch, and they was talking about that Oprah Winfrey and Bill Cosby was in on that because they kept telling him to shut his mouth because of how he's stereotyping black people and shit. They was like, we don't want, you know, blah, 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 and they was bitching about it. He was like, fuck you guys. I'm just making comedy. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh wow,
And
it wasn't overexposure; it was over his skits and stuff.
yeah,
Oh okay.
and then next thing you know, he said these cats snuck into his house in the middle of the night, and he thinks that they somehow made it to where his wife didn't wake up,
Yeah.
and they woke him up and took him out of his bedroom and had this conversation with him. And what was really crazy is it ain't like he lives in a house like mine. He lives in a nice house with alarm systems and shit.
Yeah,
ain't like
sure,
somebody
yeah,
can just, you know what I mean? And here
Like-
these cats are waking you up in your bedroom. When they left, he got his wife up, his kids up, made them pack all their shit, sent them to her dad's house, and he went to Africa. It had nothing to do with that money and all that shit like everybody thought. Supposedly it had to do with all that.
Man, that's pretty wild. I don't know. There's a heck of a speculation. There's some wild things, but like,
And now he said that. That came out of his mouth.
what would they possibly want to like
I seen-
hide?
Huh?
Is it the knowledge part
Well,
of it? Things.
that and all this shit that's going on out there with abductions and you know, trafficking.
Yeah.
All them fucking weirdo fuckers out there are in on that shit, bro. Like, you got to think Hollywood is disgusting, bro. Like,
Yeah, look at
you
look
got
at
to figure
Kanye.
90% of that whole LA's Hollywood is corrupt as hell. Like,
Oh, yeah.
they're like, if you ain't gay, you're you know, you're somehow like,
They're reading the blueprint.
man, like
upside down.
you're a past, you know, what we would call a normal sinner as ourselves, not to be judging anybody, but they're like evil motherfuckers out there, you know what I mean? Like, they're into weird shit. Like, we just sin on a daily basis because we're only human. These fuckers out there drinking blood and sacrificing people and, you know what I mean, taking kidneys out of people, you know what I mean? Weird shit, you know what I
It's
mean?
like that belief system. Remember, you can't make them not. You can't take away the belief if they believe it.
I mean, why you think, you know, that whole island thing with the dude that had a list and all that? I don't want to, you know, because sometimes
Yeah.
they say you don't want to say the name or whatever, but you know what I mean? Look at all the bullshit that is, and why?
Yeah.
Why you think? That dude had he had receipts for all that shit.
Dude, Diddy was a part of a lot more
Same with him.
than. I learned something super.
Hey, did he do it?
I learned something super interesting. MGK was in a talent show in I think it was here in Ohio because he's from Cleveland, Ohio.
Mhm.
It was in Oberlin, Ohio, and it was at a theater. And he was a younger age, and he had done it a couple years in a row. I guess it wasn't his first
You
time.
seen him? He said, "Hey boy,
Diddy-
somebody tighten them jeans." Come
Diddy
on over
was
here."
there.
Mhm.
And that's the reason he won, and that's the reason his music took off at all, was because he won a talent contest.
He said, "Boy, I got this baby oil in a limousine. Come on over here, boy."
I went for America's Got Talent. I
I like
didn't
it.
know there was Ohio's Got Talent.
He said, "I likes them young little whippersnapper white boys.
I
Come
should've
here, boy.
started-
I got something for you up here in the Hollywood Hills."
Yeah. Who knows what happened with that, because
They
MGK
call
is
it
wild,
Possum
dude.
Pecker.
I mean, he did have Steve-O and everybody else up there. Wiz Khalifa right after.
Bunch of cats, man.
They're all in that, yeah. So, oy vey.
And you know
it's just
what?
wild.
And
I
here's
love
the
that.
thing that, when you get to a point, like, and let's just say, and I'm just throwing names out here because I don't have, this is just a name because it's local and the dude's a gazillionaire now, like LeBron James, right? He goes from nothing, he's a gazillionaire. Once he's been around long enough now to where he's been there and he's done that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's already probably been to all the countries. He's probably done, all the shit that he ever thought that he wanted to do on his bucket list is probably done once you get to the point where you got money like that and you're not in survival mode like we are all the time.
Right.
That
Just living
you-
carefree.
you get to a point where all that shit's boring. You got a garage full of toys, you got this, you got that, you've been here, you done that, now what? Oh, well, now let's start snatching kids up and drinking their blood, you know what I mean? Like, these cats get into weird shit because there ain't nothing else left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Really.
Yeah. It's
You done went and hunted every safari there is, you got lions on your walls, rhinos, what's next?
Well, the thing is, it truly never ends. NF says something very powerful.
Joe's next. You want him on the wall.
He
You're
says
a nutcase.
you could have nothing and you can have everything and you'll come back to the same feeling.
And if you don't think some of these people that disappeared ain't get snatched up to get put on an island and hunted down by some rich sumbitch, you got to be out your fucking mind, because I guarantee you that shit's going down.
Probably. They're targets.
There ain't no probably.
I mean, Target is known to be happening for multiple reasons. There are experiments. Look, they take animals and make them sick to
Sure.
cure them. That's what they do. They kidnap animals,
Right.
healthy,
You don't
clean
think
animals.
they ain't doing that to people?
Right.
Get the freak out of here.
And they've done all the experiments and stuff too. They're far past what we think or may have tampered with.
Oh,
the
yeah.
technology we have now, I wonder what they would do if they had this and that. They
already
did.
done it.
They've done it. Yeah.
Right.
We just don't know about it because they wrote the
It's
outcome.
all locked up in a mountain.
And they figured out, okay,
They call them DUMBs, deep underground military base.
this isn't safe for
That's
society,
where all that
because they'll
shit's
figure
at.
out what we know if we release any of this information. That's the facts. His knowledge is power. And
Power.
what
I
what
said
on earth
power.
was I saying right before that though?
Rewind the tape.
I know, right? Damn government getting in there again and just turning it off.
Yeah. Said, look here.
It's wild.
It's I'm gonna have to go get our little time up.
It is.
It's 13 after.
9:23.
Let me grab it.
All weirdos, including top stars and a lot of Democrats, probably a few Republicans, all them freaking out because they're getting caught and exposed. Wait, sure, anybody getting exposed, it's gonna have fear of that. I was gonna say, you experience the same thing once you hit a certain point, with whether you're rich or poor. And it's that feeling of emptiness. And there's a reason for that. Is because, like, the overall message of life is nothing goes with you. into the afterlife,
All about
except
the love.
for the memories and the things that you create internally. And
A
so
sore butthole from being probed.
when you're chasing happiness
with
and
you.
these feelings that are untouchable with money,
Never lose that.
you can't really like achieve that feeling and feel it. So you're still searching for that. That's what I was gonna say. I remembered now.
I'm over there talking shit, talking about anal probing and shit.
I know. I
Would
heard
you
you
take that
chip in
with you?
for something. At first it was like, and then it came through.
I wonder if it's like that because I'm over there by that other stuff.
It is. When you're right there beside the coffee, on the right side of it is when it happens. Interestingly enough,
Pretty weird. Oh, that's
you'll constantly keep searching because life is infinite. But the thing is, you can find it if you go where it's not comfortable. And people put themselves into situations where they're forced to be uncomfortable without surrendering to it. For example, like acting out, doing wild things based on beliefs. Or drugs to experience another reality of the same thing they already experienced. Because it's a whole different experience. Are you talking? Yeah, it's
I
not
was
coming
laughing
through.
at you.
Oh. Yeah, it's not coming in at all. No.
Probably hit.
I heard probably hit and then it was gone.
Hello.
I hear you now. It's because you're over there, dude. Whatever's over there is
What over
cutting
here?
out your
The ghost
signal.
of Christmas past.
Somehow. They're standing like right there and... The last thing it says on there is bell ringer, but for me it says that last comment, all weirdos.
Yeah. It sucks because, well, I guess the wrong one. I said it sucks because if it does go out, I don't even know until we go back and look at it there. It just both of them's on the same one, number 2. I don't know why it was cutting out. Maybe the gate's too strong and I didn't have it close enough.
Yeah, the problem with me when it comes to politics, being touching
Terrible
controversy,
rolling job.
and rap, or music, or any kind of fame, with controversy, I am a tree hugger. I will fight for the earth over people. You know what I mean? And so, like...
I do, but you know what? The earth don't care about us in that sense, to the fact that when we get to the point where we've done depleted or she'll shake us off like fleas like she has for however long humanity's been around.
Yeah. No, it's more of a, like, I believe in peace, and I don't think there should be any violence or fighting for any cause, any reason. There is no ethical reason for...
Oh, the only ethical reason is land and resources.
That's what they say.
That's
it's
that's why.
self-defense. Self-defense is the only thing that I could see being truly
Well, the only reason
ethical.
you'd have to have self-defense is somebody could come and trying to take your shit.
If somebody was being greedy, yeah.
Which is
Uh-huh.
what
Exactly.
I'm talking about. That's the only reason.
But yet we base whole things based on this concept that we put people in jail for. Like,
I mean, if we had free electric, or let's not say, just say free power, that way we could, have heat and everything else, not just electric, but just free power. The only thing we'd have left to deal with was food and water. It would be any commodity that would be worth anything. You see what I'm saying? Well, clothes or whatever, but
Yeah.
then you could get back down to, hey man, I'm gonna grow this corn. You knit me a shirt, type of thing. Or, you know what I'm saying?
trade, yeah.
And that's the way it's supposed to be.
Well, I've researched communism.
Then we're not grinding ourselves to death working because everybody's into it for a common thing, which is kind of like communism. Now that you bring it up,
Is
it
that what
kinda
I'm
is.
thinking of? It's like where everybody
Well,
gets
it's
everything for
socialism.
free.
That's socialism. which is kind of a
gets everything for
communism,
free?
but yeah.
Well, that was
I'm pretty
supposed to
sure.
be implemented in the Cold War or whatever. It never actually was. And then there's no proof of an actual functioning.
With everybody gets shit, all your medical and all that, but they tell you where you're going to work. You know what? You know,
Everything
Seth,
is shared. Yeah.
You're going to be a plumber for the rest of your life.
How would you feel about that though?
That would suck.
Would I put myself in the situation of like a true communism? Like, how would you feel if somebody else got to borrow your dog because you have to share it? It's not yours. You know, like
I don't think it gets down to that extreme.
a true. I don't know. It depends. You see, you have gray lines. This is what I'm talking about.
Sure.
The whole way through. And it's pretty crazy. But yeah, there was always the trade, and that's truly how it worked because it was like fair, honestly. And things haven't been fair since a minute at least. That
Since
is
the beginning of time.
I think like
It
entrepreneurs that
hasn't
are
been
out on the
fair
street.
since the beginning of time because if you think about it, the very first, Cain and Abel, the reason he got pissed is because supposedly God loved the one sacrifice over the other one, the animals over the plants. And his ass got mad because he's out there in the fields working his nuts off. And he wasn't like, well, man, my offering's not as good. Well, I like these animals. I like this meat. And then he got pissed and took a rock to him or hiring killed him, whatever. But, I'm just saying.
How did they say how the message was relayed? How did they figure that out? Did they hear it directly?
What's that?
From God. Like, how did they know the sacrifice was better? What was the story behind that?
The sacrifice.
Yeah.
Well, that is the story.
They heard that directly from
that's
God.
What it says. It's just because they both went up to their,
Interesting.
give them their thing, and
Yeah.
and it's basically, long story short, God favored Abel's better, over Cain's.
Yeah.
And he got jealous. took his ass out.
Yeah.
Because afterwards, he obviously, which is weird because, he was hiding from God, and he came down, where are you at? Which, how the hell are you going to hide from God? You know what I mean? That was the one it was always kind of rattled me.
Token is on the
But I think
verge
it's
of
obviously
becoming...
metaphorically in some aspects. What?
Token, the rapper, is on the verge of kind of like taking a top spot in rap right now. And I see his projectile going there. He hit #1 with his album he just recently put out, Not Supposed to Be Here. And good Lord, these topics are just falling out of my head today. I don't even know what I was gonna say, man. Token's album. Yep.
I was having that problem. It probably Mercury in retrograde or some shit, as my sister would
Yeah, maybe
say.
it's that. Well, the Wi-Fi keeps going in and out too. Maybe it's that.
Well, hopefully I ain't seen we had no problems with that yet so far, so I think we're all right there.
Not
We
here,
was earlier.
luckily. Yeah, that's what I mean earlier.
But I unplugged the router and plugged it back in so it would reset before we started, just because I didn't want no problems.
Oh.
Some bitch.
I was just talking smack about Token. Token he grew up rich. He's always been rich. He's always had the upper hand, and he's actually released that in his music. He's talking about where he stood and like how he grew up and stuff. Almost very relatable to where I come from, which is cool. Because I'm a big Token fan myself. He's younger than I am. He turned down Shady Records because he thought he had something better, and I've always had the underhand. So, like, reverting back to the story of Cain and Abel, my jealousy, I don't think, could take over. But I've definitely been the one in the field working harder. I mean, I have nothing, and I take nothing and make more than what they make with more. You know,
Well,
we do.
Think about it. That's just like you and your brother or you and your sister going out. You do all that. She goes and she cooks, some ribs on the grill, and you've been out there all day working. And you come back, and he's like, oh, and he's like, all right, chef, you're cool, we're cool. But yeah, sister gets all this praise. It would make you feel some type of way.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean? Not to go kill your sister, but you know what I mean? But,
Yeah. No, but that's
like,
absolutely...
What the hell, man?
Dude, that's absolutely how it feels because...
Like, I done put all this work in, bro. What you mean? You're supposed to love us equally, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's
However,
why some of it...
The comparison is a thief of joy. And so I try not to compare it. I'm like, okay, I'm on my own journey. I don't know what journey it is. Maybe it's a journey that's never actually going to get to a place where I think it will. I don't know what it is. But I'm trying more and more to understand what it is. Because whatever it is something. And like everybody, at the right moment, if anybody was to be heard with the talent that's around here, it could go in any direction. I just wonder where mine would go with that mindset, I guess. Those are things that I ponder about. Because I see it. I envision the future, and I live like I'm already there. Because that's what they say to do. It's manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of deep thinking that I do about that. I mean, y'all should know I do a lot of thinking. Look how many songs I drop.
Right.
Speaking of, dude, you're talking about those videos that I did. Like, we could do videos like that anytime. All we have to do is come up with an idea, script it out real quick, and, like, we could shoot it. As long as I have space on my phone. What?
That video you did.
2.5 minutes, probably. It's a short. It's not even 3 minutes. That's for sure.
That's 2.5 minutes. I wonder how long Madman really is. We should do some more just like that. And then piece them all together into one video. Because I think that song's like 6 minutes. 7 minutes, maybe.
Like of the same beat?
I'm talking about, I want to use your clip for our video, our 6 minute song, but add more to it. Kind of the same style.
Okay, yeah. That's possible.
I want to steal your video, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'll be down to make it happen, too.
Because you guys, it's a pretty badass video, I have to say. He did it all by... I thought somebody else filmed you, like somebody else had the camera, and I was like, damn.
That was all me.
Excellent job on that one.
Thank you. I had fun with that one, and I usually don't, have fun just making videos, but I did that intentionally to show, hey, I don't have to drop just a song. Here's a whole video for you. You know, that was double the insult.
We'll have to, you know how Jeffrey Dahmer, because the song is Madman is about Jeffrey Dahmer. That's why I said that would go perfect with that in a part in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about, making it to where, how he was eating people and shit. Like we'd make body parts. Have you sitting there chowing down.
That'd be insane. I'd be down. It'd be like some shady type stuff. Just gotta have a chainsaw in there.
Mm-hmm. All that type of shit. We'll do several different, like I said, we'll do several different things. Because I was wondering what we're going to do for that video, because it is what it is. And it's like, man, I don't. But yeah, that's already. That thing you did was right up the alley of that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I put a lot of
because you think video. About it, that would almost look like dude getting ready to do somebody in like that. You know what I mean?
And I wanted the concept. I didn't really have a plan for the characters and what they would look like, but I did have that mask, and I was like, "That's the killer's mask, right?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, it wasn't. It was the victim, and that was what was interesting about the flip. Is I'm killing the monster. I don't know. That's kind of I like that because to me it's kind of like a bar. I don't know. You know.
And did you ever watch the movie Dexter? The show Dexter?
Yeah, dude.
We'll have to do some scenes like that too.
Dexter was one of my favorite shows.
That was a killer show, man. I didn't watch none of the new shit that's come out yet. I'm
me
scared
neither.
I'll get sucked into it and be stuck here watching that shit for like 2 days, 3 days. 'Cause
Yeah.
I binge watch shit when I watch it. I get sucked in real quick on
Same.
shit like that.
Same. And it
Like,
kind of sucks
damn it.
because then you watch it all and it's gone. And
I know.
now what do I do
Did
with
you
my
ever
life?
watch the show Lost?
No.
Oh,
I can't
man.
say I have.
That show is so great till you get to the end of it, dude. And, oh, it pissed me off. Boy, did it ever so piss me off.
Why?
Because apparently... No, that was the other show. I forget what the hell happened with the writers, but something went up and they just... The ending was shit. That's all I can say. But the rest of the show is unbelievable.
Huh. Interesting.
They get... It's a plane crash and these cats end up on this island.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the
Yeah.
concept. I've seen the
it's-
trailers.
It's nuts.
Some clips of it. Survivor's another one. I haven't seen that. Survivor's another one I hear about.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Ryan Trahan watches that, and so
Are you talking about where they drop them people off on the island, like the real?
yeah,
Yeah.
and you try to survive. Yeah, Lost is more like an actual story.
I've seen a few of those where them them cats end up, they go in there like 230 pounds and they come out, like 150, 140 and shit, ribs showing.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
Survivor.
Yeah.
Oh dang, that's real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I watched Mr. Beast's new video, and the whole challenge was this dude's gonna win $250,000 if he loses 100 pounds. The man gained the weight in 6 months. He had, I don't know,
A lot
it
of
was like-
McDonald's, huh?
I think it was a year. I think it was, I don't know. It was a while for him to lose it, and there was a whole half-hour video on this, and I'm like, there are bigger weight loss journeys that people have had that's been tougher than what he gets, and then he gets way more added onto that. By the time he walked out of that, he was sitting on over $500 million, $500,000, and I don't even think I got to the end of it because I've had to tune back in at least 3 times. It lost my interest that much with the storyline because of how it is. Then they really dropped the ball, or the bomb, I should say, and they had an actual death on there that they didn't even like cover up. They just kept going with it. They're like, yeah, this is gonna be violent for a minute, or like gruesome for people who don't want to tune in. The coach that was training them for the first
He said that's alone, Dennis says.
3 months of the program,
I'm saying it, that's probably what the show's called.
he passed away. And so they no longer had a training coach for the entire challenge.
Damn.
They just moved on past that, and like within 10 seconds
Nah,
had
dude,
like
he
a
just
laughing
ate the
video.
trainer and moved on.
I'm like, what? I don't know, man. Like, I love Mr.
Would you
Beast,
do that
but-
if it come down to it? You were starving to death, and not that you had to take somebody out, but if somebody died like that, would you eat them if you was on the starvation train?
I mean, depends on the situation that we're in. Because if somebody is like not healthy, then it's probably not safe to
Well,
eat that person. So like, it depends on the situation.
Well, yeah,
Like, if
I'm
you're really
just
down,
talking about normally, if you know what I mean.
if you're in a desert, your buddy dies, and you're out there, there's nothing around for
jungle
miles.
or whatever, yeah, and you just think you're out there starving. You're on an island.
It's absolute fight for survival. You got to do what you got to
Mm-hmm.
do. You know, I mean, it's eat or be eaten. Vultures are gonna come down and eat you if you don't.
Yeah, be eating them unpickled Joe nuts.
Yeah. So you use it for bait on all the other animals, so you get
There
your
you go.
fill. And yeah.
But see, it'd suck for me because I can't do seafood. So I'd have to, Joe's going on the grill.
Why seafood? What?
If he was on an island, what other choice would you have?
Oh.
Other than if there's whatever's on, depends on how big the island is, but then there's only going to be so much there.
Yeah.
After how long you go, if you're stuck there
Depends
forever,
on what's
or
on the
whatever,
island, yeah.
I mean,
You can't get a bird or something,
But even if you can get a bird or something, there's going to be only so many of them, but you're going to go through them
You'll make
after a matter
bones.
of time.
Yeah, it's not much meat. There's so many bones.
Uh-huh.
Like, people don't understand. There's a whole process.
And that was another thing on them shows, you know what I mean? You got to, when you are out there in the wilderness, you got to watch and conserve your energy, because if you go out there and spend all day walking around hunting and doing all this shit trying to look for food, you don't get none, you don't wasted all that energy.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon you start wearing down, and then you can't go get none, and then you get all delusional, and then it's a wrap.
Yeah.
You gotta be cool.
You be extremely strategic,
Right.
in order to survive. Everybody's first primary focus, probably the most
Fire.
important. Well, shelter is what I was gonna say, but yeah, fire too, because I don't even know, because it depends on where you are. I mean, if it's gonna stay hot overnight like it does here.
Well, you need fire for everything. You need
To cook, yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Then after shelter, food. So that would be fire for me. That would be my first instincts. It's like after you have that, okay, you're cool and you can figure out, assess the situation from there. All right, like you need a game plan. What are you gonna do? First thing, I don't know. What would you do? What would be the first thing you do if you realized you were in that situation?
Well, first thing I would figure out is where the fresh water is.
Fresh water. You'd look for fresh water.
Yeah.
Or a sanitization system.
Well, if there's no fresh water, then you got to figure out.
Can you boil seawater?
Well, yeah.
And make it safe?
I mean, I guess it's not that it's not safe. It's all salty. You got to figure out. So I don't know if you boil it. If you to get I'm guessing you could probably.
I thought it's sterile.
Well, what you would have to do
as
is.
hell, though. You're right.
What you would have to do is set up a thing where it condensates and goes up through and drips back down into
I've
something
seen
else.
that.
Then the salt would stay behind.
Yeah.
But you probably you ain't gonna have that set up real quick. You're gonna have to go out and have to find materials to try to make that. And if you're on an island, who knows? You know what I mean? You might not be able to do that. So.
Fresh water is important.
Yeah, that would be the first thing. If you can't find fresh water, you might as well just go drown yourself. Because you got to have water over everything.
I feel like that falls into the food category if we're talking about in general. After you've established like shelter and food for at least now, what would your next instinct be? Like, I don't even know what mine would be. I guess mine would be to search the entire island and see what kind of resources I could find.
Dude.
This is the Star Wars episode, everybody. We have a guest star of R2-D2 in the building. Ooh, I'm so glad the Fortnite season of Star Wars is over. They have superheroes now.
What is it?
Fortnite, it's that video game that I play. They had a complete Star Wars season of it. And these little kids go around with lightsabers and kill you in like 2 hits. It's like, can't
Dennis
win.
said, look at that movie, Green Inferno.
Green Inferno. It's not too familiar sounding. Probably talking about the concepts.
Time it off.
It is 9:45. I heard token reuse.
Oh,
I'm
Chad
stuck
wants
on
to
this.
be on the air. Want to be on the air or in the air like high and all.
What? Who, when, what, where?
Craig Reed's son, Chad.
Oh, okay.
You want me to put it on speaker and put you on air?
That'll be interesting.
By having A speaker call from old Chad Reed. I think that's what he's talking about.
Look at the way that I go with the flow, I don't even know. Something like that I could rap over
Cheers.
easily.
Oh yeah, he is. Let me call him back. It's that.
There you go.
What's cracking?
Oh, I need Day-Lo.
It's all the same.
What's up, man?
Nothing, man. We're just sitting here doing what we do, bullshitting.
Hey, you got old Otto with you?
No, he's actually up. He was just
Afterlife.
a little while ago on his way up to Akron to talk about these club owners about getting our band in there and whatnot.
Nice, man. I got a club for you guys to play here in Jacksonville now, too.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
I'm ready.
So what's on the air, man? We got Honky and the Man, kind of like Chico and the Man, Honky and the Man.
Honky and the Man.
What's up, man? What are we doing?
That's hilarious.
Craig, I didn't get a chance to
That's
meet you down
Chad.
at the spot. Chad. Oh,
That's his son.
buddy, you've
Yeah.
screwed me all up.
Yeah, I'm the one that had the unfortunate childhood of growing up with old Tom Day-Lo.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And deedly doo.
You weren't at the
Indeed,
spot
indeed,
at the
indeed.
show, were you?
No, he lives in Florida.
Oh, yeah, definitely not.
Jacksonville there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I finally dug those pictures up and posted them finally.
You know, I was just looking for that. I was like, oh my God, look how skinny I was.
I know,
back then.
dude. All of us.
I was looking through
couldn't
some.
find it. I was looking for it. That's why I called you. Would you post it under Media Farm or Tom Day-Lo?
No, under Tom Day-Lo, under mine.
I just went back and looked for it. I couldn't find
It
it.
should be in my photos under Florida.
All right, I'll go back and look at it then.
If you go into my photos and gallery or whatever that is, and there should be like a one that says, because one says me, one says work and kids, and then there's one that says Florida. And it should
Well,
have,
I'm just glad you posted the one that I actually sounded halfway decent singing. I just didn't know what the fuck I was
but you know
singing.
what's weird about that is because he put that laughing on there, and I actually, because there was a bunch of those that we all did, was that World Against the Reason, which was my son's band, and I didn't post the other ones. That one slipped through. I wouldn't even have normally posted that, because then whenever you put that laughing on there, I was like, damn, what is that? And I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's funny.
You didn't delete it, did you?
No, no. I left it now.
I
was
was
already
telling my
up
wife, I said, man, I look good, bro.
Yeah, that was some. Them was good times there. I tell everybody about, man. We went down there and was drunk for a week.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. That hotel y'all stayed at, that thing's condemned now.
I bet it was, man. That place was a shithole when we was there.
They used to have the best Chinese food in the world at that place. It was called the Panda.
Yeah, and then
Man, that was the best Chinese food. You go in there, it directly attached to that hotel, man. They used to be the place we used to go eat all the time. It was nice.
hell yeah. But I was telling somebody, you know, your boy that rode up on that motorcycle. I was like, yeah. He said, hey, dude usually comes in to parties, and the next thing you know, he just sneaks out. I said, shit, we was so fucked up that night. He passed out on the couch. He didn't sneak nowhere.
I don't remember who that was.
That dude on that motorcycle?
Yeah, I don't remember who that was.
I don't know.
I've got.
That was
I've
one of
got-
your friends.
Well, you know, one of my really good friends is one of the head of the Outlaws here in Jacksonville. That might have been him.
Yeah, I don't know. He was just, you know, there's them pictures of his bike there, and then I can't even remember what that dude's name was. I'd have to go back and listen to that video where he says, I'm such and such, and you're listening to, you know, World Against Reason to get his name.
Well,
But-
I don't know. Well, I have another buddy of mine that play guitar, and he's real big into the motorcycles. But
Well, he didn't have. He just had that. I don't know if he was big into motorcycles. He just happened to have that bike or whatever. And you said he rides over and parties with you all the time, and he just dips out. And don't even say nothing.
was
or
that
whatever.
James Williams? I bet you it's James, my wife's stepbrother.
Maybe.
I bet you that's who. Yeah, we
You'll
used to
see him
call
if you
Derek.
if you get into that folder. You'll see there's pictures of him and his bike and all that shit.
We used to call him "There He Goes James"
And
because
damn-
you'd be sitting there.
and-
Yeah, there he goes James, because you'd be sitting there drinking.
think
with
it
him. He'd
was
just walk out the
James.
front door and leave.
Yeah, that's him. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
you'd be sitting there drinking with him. He'd just get up, walk out the door.
Yeah,
and leave,
yeah, him.
You're like, there he goes James.
Yep, him. That's who we're talking about.
Yeah, that's his nickname. There he goes.
And then, man, them pictures of Tanner, he's like, I don't know, young. That was back when he was racing them BMX, because we got a picture of his bike and him on his bike.
Oh
and
God!
all
Oh
that shit.
yeah, that man. He was 5-6 years old.
Yeah,
then.
blonde hair, little blonde hair and shit. I was like,
He's still a little
Wow, it's
blonde
way
head
behind.
shit.
uh-huh.
Ain't nothing changed, except for he got bigger and uses more toilet paper. That's about it, man. Well, all right, man. I just wanted to give you a holler,
Hell
bro.
yeah,
Man, it's
bro.
been a while since we talked, man. And
Yep.
you know, shit. I always think about the old days too, man.
Yeah,
You know,
one of these
so-
days we're going to have to get back down there, man, for sure.
Oh yeah,
I'm due
yeah.
for a road trip.
Yeah, you know my door is wide open, but
I
then
know
you gotta
that's
leave
right.
to go get a hotel, right? All right, bro. I'll
Yep.
talk at you, man.
All
Y'all
right.
have a good show, man.
Yep, you too, bro. Have a good one.
All right, later.
I said you too, like he's having a show.
Yeah. Drive safe from the cashier. You too.
Playback speed. What
Uh,
happened? Oh, I
funny.
hit pause.
I was commenting in there. Nobody commented back to me, but hey, that's all right.
I must have left.
Yeah, I don't know. Dude, we are so behind that I'm talking in this live. Nope, not anymore. No, I'm just...
Somebody just hit some hearts. Was that you? Or is that me bumping them accidentally? Is there actually people there? No.
I have no idea.
Everybody took off.
Probably.
It was like, what's this shit with the dude on the phone? And we can get the hell out of here, really.
You usually get out at what, 10?
Yeah. It's
Well, it's up to you.
1:48, 6 or something like that. We only got like 10 minutes or so left anyway. There ain't nobody out there listening. I don't even know if Gary's still out there. Oh, now there's some things happening.
Nobody wants to hear a rapper talk.
Now
smack.
there's some people out there all of a sudden that showed. We was about to say bye, motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
Did you ever see that dude?
Yeah, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. His brother Rodney. That shit is funny as shit. And the funny thing of it is you know that's real shit, because there ain't no way that dude could imitate his brother like he does, and his brother not be like that. You know what I mean? You can't do it that good and not live around that shit.
I saw a short, and it was this guy. He had cerebral palsy, and he couldn't sit still. He was just doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, his buddy was in a wheelchair. He was also disabled. He's like, lucky for us, there's not a situation where you have to stand completely still. And this guy comes around the corner, put your hands up. And he's like, don't move, freeze. And he, you know, the one guy freezes, he looks over.
Well, there's your situation, buddy.
Yep. It was funny. I was like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. They enjoyed that. Yeah. You know, that's a thing, though. Like, if you have chased something for so long that I guess you thought you were good at, you were told you were good at, you thought could profit, and it never hit a point where it did, you start, like, looking at your, like, life journey, where you're meant to be, where you fit. I don't know. I guess it's always an in-between. It's never in a certain area.
Someone's down there hitting them laughs. I see them floating through.
I was earlier. I bet that's for me because this is super delayed.
Oh,
I was earlier, though, when I
Oh.
dropped those comments.
yeah, they're still popping through.
I'll send a
weird.
heart right now. See if
Isn't that weird?
it's so weird. Weird.
Oh,
Who am I?
because I'll probably repost this and say something, tag him in it, and make everybody listen. It fascinates me. It does. Look, they're still popping up. That thing.
I did not. What is going on? I'm not spamming the chat right now. It's showing that
That's weird because there's 4 of them there,
That's
and
what
there's
I
only 3
say.
on mine.
there's 3 on yours.
On mine.
Look on mine. Oh.
Damn it. We were just talking about that, wasn't we?
Yeah. Oi, vey. Technical difficulties, folks. We shall return.
Damn it. Now I'm going to have to wash this. Why is it doing that? Headphones.
Was it me?
No, it's my headphones open over there. Ain't my shit. I'm mad now. Yeah. That's a sure sign there.
Now it's got 2 on it. I've not sent multiple messages, but that's fine.
Anyway. All right. I guess we're going to get the hell out of here. Enough is a damn enough. We'll see you next week. And hopefully we can hand out their Bigfoot footage and stuff for you.
We appreciate you.
We
very
do.
much.
We appreciate our help back there doing what they do and all that sort of jive. We'll see you next time.
Peace, love,
We got to get some outro music.
Go join.